Next, we're going to look at what happens with our tile model multiplication when we have a positive times a negative. And I'm going to use my same key over here. So black is my positive one, red is my negative one, and then we have one of each. We have our zero pair because 1 plus -1 equals 0. So again, this first term tells us if we are adding a group or taking away a group. And so if this is a positive number, we are going to be adding 3 groups of -2. So add 3 groups of -2. All right, so I'm going to need to pull out my negative tiles here. And I have 3 groups of -2 tiles. There's 1 group of -2. There's 2 groups of -2. And here is 3 groups of -2. So in total, we have 6 negatives. So our solution of 3 times -2 is -6. Now here we're going to look at 4 times -3. So we will be adding 4 groups of -3. Add 4 groups of -3. All right, pull out my tiles. And so here's 1 group of -3. And there's 2 groups of -3. There's 3 groups of -3. And 4 groups of -3. So you count all of those negative tiles up. I end up with 12 negative tiles. So my solution is -12. So 4 times -3 is a -12. And just based off of these 2 problems, we can infer that anytime you're adding groups of negative integers, you're going to end up with a solution or a product that is negative. Because you can add and add and add more and more and more negatives, and that will just be increasingly negative. So our rule, anytime you have a positive number multiplied by a negative number, your product will be negative.